everyone, and welcome to Classic Gamer 74. I'm your host, Anthony Ventrilo, and this is episode 37, Atari 2600 Homebrews. Now, the first question we have to ask is, what is a homebrew? Well, a homebrew is a video game that was not created by a major gaming company. Rather, it was created by a person or a few group of people. A perfect example of this is the rare and expensive Atari game Birthday Mania that was created by one person and was not distributed to any game outlets. Rather, it was only available through mail order. So we have to ask the question, why would someone create a homebrew? Well, one reason is, of course, the obvious. They have an idea for a video game and they don't work for a major game company, so they decide to create their own. Back in the day when Atari games were created, they used the BASIC programming language. Another reason is because people hear of prototypes that are out there and whoever owns the ROMs refuses to dump them or let them be released. A perfect example of this is the unreleased game Anteater that was to be released by M Network. So one plucky programmer decided, hey, you know what, I'm not going to wait around for the proto to get released, I'm going to make my own. And he did. And you're looking at his version of the game called Aardvark, which is readily available in ROM and cartridge format all over the internet. Another reason people create homebrews is because one of their favorite arcade games was never ported to their particular game system. For instance, the game Ladybug was ported to the ColecoVision, but not the Atari 2600. So, in 2006, my buddy John Champeau, who I consider to be probably one of the best homebrew creators alive today, created his own version of Ladybug, as you see here. So, today we're going to focus on some of my all-time favorite homebrews. I'm leaving quite a few out, but if you're interested in checking out some more, you know where to go, AtariAge.com. So, let's get started. Jack and the Beanstalk is a fun game created by a gentleman named Chris Red in 2009. In this one, you are Jack, and I kind of get the impression that you're in the Giant's Castle, and you're picking up items to throw at him. You go through a series of different rooms, and you have to sneak past him and pick up what kind of looks like a rock and throw it at him. One thing I really like about this game is the uniqueness of each room and the fact that he added music to it, which back in the day was a rarity among Atari games. And you only have so much time to get through each room. Sometimes the rooms are pretty easy, other times they can be quite difficult, but overall this game is a lot of fun. Alright, next up we have Reindeer Rescue by Bob Montgomery, also a very talented programmer, and Nathan Strum from 2005. Again, something you don't see very much, a Christmas-themed game. In this one, you are jolly old Saint Nick, and you are trying to rescue all your reindeer in time to head out for Christmas. Now, you have really nice backgrounds. Definitely, you can see Activision influence there. And also the music, which is great. The controls are really cool. It's a side scroller, but it can get quite difficult because you got to be careful and keep up with the scenery changing, or else you could get squished between scenes. Really a fun game, quite addicting, and definitely one of my favorite homebrews. Alright, what we have next is the 2005 mini game Multicart. You had 5 different games on here that you could play that were created by 5 different programmers. This first one is Hunchy. It's your typical side-scroller game. One thing I really enjoyed about this is the fact that you were able to get multiple small games on one cartridge, which was pretty much unheard of except for the Zonix games back in the day. So, really good deal. You could purchase this at AtariAge.com for a limited time. Next game on the multi-cart is Jetman. Now this one's kind of fun. What you're doing is you're trying to fill up the colors, or more like the fuel, on this rocket so that it can take off without letting that red line hit you. Now you kind of have a jetpack so you can fly around, but again you got to watch out for that red line. Kind of a cool game. Definitely a type of game that a young player would probably enjoy more than an older player, but yet still very imaginative and fun. Alright, from 2006, we have Conquest of Mars, another great game by John Champeau. Really enjoy this game. It's almost like, I would say, River Raid in reverse, as you're going deeper into the planet's surface of Mars, and you have to shoot the objects and the fuel. A lot of fun. I believe this was actually based on some arcade game with a different title, but whatever it is, it's definitely a fun game, and I have to say, one of John's best. Alright, this is Go Fish by Bob and Tom Montgomery. In this game, you are a little fish trying to eat the fish smaller than you. As you eat more fish, you get bigger, and therefore you're able to eat the other fish. But watch out for the jellyfish, and don't try to eat fish bigger than you are. Alright, next we have Toy Shop Trouble, another Christmas-themed game. This one had several different programmers, and is available at AtariAge.com in cartridge and in ROM form, as many of these homebrews are. In this game, you are an elf, and you are trying to go through and paint these toys that will someday be on Santa's sleigh. Now, of course, each toy is painted a different color depending on what it is, such as you see the trumpets are yellow. Alright, now this next game we have is Elevators Amiss. It's another Bob Montgomery game. Now in this one, you're trying to get the maid to the top of the building. However, the elevators are out of control, and they'll squish her if she gets too close. So, a lot of fun, and really a surprisingly addictive game. Once again, Bob Montgomery creates a classic. Alright, we have Foreplay by Zach Motley. Now, of course, I think you can figure out what this is. This is a video game version of Connect 4. Oop, I don't know if I can legally say that, but a lot of fun, just like the board game. Or should I say a 3D board game? Yeah, that sounds better. But anyway, 1-2 players, really a lot of fun. So check it out. Alright, next we have Crazy Balloon by Manuel Rochkar from 2005. This has to be probably one of the most well-known or publicized of the homebrews on this list. Other people have reviewed it on their channels, and that's actually where I heard about it from, was from James Rolfe. Anyway, in this game, you're trying to guide the balloon to the top of the cavern without crashing it into the sides. And if you think it's easy, think again. This game is very difficult and takes a lot of patience, quick wits, and above all, steady fingers. And our final game for today is Gingerbread Man by Fred Quimby. Now, if you're thinking that this is some kiddie game, you're wrong. Oh, it's pretty intense and can be quite difficult. Now, in this game, you're the gingerbread man trying to get out of the oven, and you're trying to get those flames before they get you. There's several different levels on this game. There's one where you're actually trying to get out of, the kitchen table with a dog and a cat, and then there's one in the forest, and it's pretty intense, but it's a lot of fun. Very imaginative. Definitely one of the best homebrew platform games I've ever seen. But definitely not an easy game, but very fun and very addictive. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to give us a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have a particular favorite homebrew that wasn't mentioned in this episode and you think we should mention it in a later episode, let us know in the comment section below. And who knows, you may see it in another upcoming episode about homebrews. Well, this has been Anthony Ventrilo. I want to thank all of you for stopping by. Our next episode, we're going to talk about some hacks. So until then, have yourself a great day, and we will see you all really soon. Goodbye.